can you please just spare me one more bad review? Please, I'm fiending for it. I just need one more bad review to satiate me.
I actually find bad reviews for shows to be incredibly entertaining. Whether it is a review for a really good show calling it the worst thing ever, or a really awful show where they praise it and treat it like the best thing ever, I think these reviews are hilarious. So this is going to be part 2 of taking a look at a bunch of different shows. This time around it's going to be Brickleberry, Human Resources, a Big Mouth spin-off, Smiling Friends, and some others. Checking out these reviews, it should be a lot of fun. If you like content just like this, like and subscribe. Let's take a look at some reviews. I'm going to start off by taking a look at some reviews for Smiling Friends. 1 out of 10. Smiling Friends. Smiling Friends is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever had the displeasure of wasting my time on. It is an abomination of a show that should have never been allowed to see the light of day. The animation is subpar, the writing is lazy, and the characters are about as likable as a root canal. The supposed humor falls flat and is as predictable as the sun rising in the east. Avoid at all costs unless you want to subject yourself to 11 minutes of pure agony. And even then, why bother when you could just gouge your eyes out with a plastic spoon instead? It would be a more pleasant experience. And all I gotta say to this guy is, where is his wonder? Where is his whimsy? What is going on here? It also feels like he's adding a little bit of elegance to his speech here. He wrote his review normally and then he was like, Princess Kitten, come here. Do you think it would be better if I said instead of bad here, it was as likable as a root canal? Because, do you get it, princess? Nobody likes root canals. You get a needle in your mouth. And then he like slapped his belly in pure excitement. This is the type of guy to come home after a long day and he just wants something cynical and sad. He wants the next great animation where he comes home, he has one light in his entire house and it's a bulb where you pull down on it, it's barely illuminating everything. He cracks open his TV, he just turns on, and he's just like, where is my main character who does nothing but drink beer and complain about how much he hates his fucking family? What is this? A young little purple man going, I love kids! I love kids, Charlie! He loves children. I only know my children. My son named Footstool. My second son named Grab Me a Beer. What does he mean he loves children? And then saying it's as predictable as ever is also a little bit crazy to me, because I think Smiling Friends tends to be one of the most unpredictable adult animated shows. Obviously, they have some plot lines where you could see it was going, but take Desmond's Big Day Out, for example, okay? What is predictable about that? Like, let's just assume this person has only seen one episode. Can you imagine seeing this yellow and purple guy go to this lady's house and they answer the door, it's an old hag, going, Desmond, the Smiling Friends are here! And it's just like, oh, he's been so sad. He's lost his whimsy. We gotta help him out. And they open the door and it's just a fucking 35-year-old man with a gun to his head. And the nonchalant nature of it makes it even more hilarious. Just, hello. Oh, I was just gonna use this gun to shoot myself in the head. It's hilarious. And then you follow that up with the side plot with Alan just being like, oh, thank you, Master. Glemp, have you seen my cheese? I really need my cheese, Glemp. I just wanted it so bad. I must find this little mousey. And then by the end of it, he's getting fucking crucified by these little purple bitches. It's incredible. I don't know how you could say predictable when you're talking about Smiling Friends, because I gotta say 90% of them are not predictable at all. It's just a little wild. And then gouging your eyes out with a plastic spoon, not just a spoon in general, a plastic spoon. You gotta make sure that you're using that, degrading plastic quality, because this man clearly just goes, yummy, yummy microplastics in my testicles. Oh yes, it's exactly what I need when I watch my cynical shows where the main character just drinks beer. Oh yes, I need microplastics inside of me, please. So I'm gonna be using a plastic spoon to gouge my eyes out like a civilized individual. I don't know. It just seems like a little bit out there to hate this show so much. Like, the main reason I love Smiling Friends is because in a world where the majority of adult animated shows are either boring or extremely cynical, it's supposed to relate to people who hate their fucking lives. I love Smiling Friends for being whimsical and trying to be fun. This user also gave it a 1 out of 10. Smiling Ends. Smiling Friends 2022 is an incredibly disappointing animated show. A more apt title would be Smiling Ends. As the abundant tropes and ham-fisted references serve only to make me frown. This terribly unfunny experience is only magnified by the real quality animation we got last year in the forms of Chicago Party Ant and Big Mouth Season 5. If you ever feel the need to check out this embarrassment of a show, don't. 1.2 out of 10. I first want to just point out the 1.2 out of 10. What about the fucking show in your rating system? Were you all like, you know, I really fucking love Big Mouth, but this deserves a 1.2. Where'd the 0.2 come from? Was there like one thing where you just like just a slight little chuckle, a slight little gaze of your smile appearing as you're fighting it, just like just getting more and more angry at your television screen, like, oh, god damn it, I really loved my show with all the naked kids. I loved it so much, and now I have to watch this whimsical show, and I haven't seen a naked child yet. How are they going to discuss puberty topics, and, you know, how are they going to make people smile without drawing underage kids like in my favorite show, Big Mouth? Oh, I'm melting, I'm crumbling. I just don't really get this review. It's crazy to have Smiling Friends and Big Mouth even be in contention. It's wild that people like this exist, and just like, I always wonder what goes on in their brains when they write a review like this. Like, do they just smile and snicker at themselves, just thinking they're the most clever being on the planet, when they're like, you know what would be a better name for Smiling Friends? Smiling Ends. And just start slapping their knee aggressively, just running to their Discord kittens and onto Reddit to say, guys, did you hear the joke I just made? Like, that's the vibe that it gives me. Because, like, if I was to write a bad review, like, obviously I'm a cartoon reviewer, so I gotta be a little bit extra, but if I was to go on IMDb for some odd reason in my life and write a review, I think I would just say, yeah, I don't really like this show. It wasn't that good to me. I had this problem, this problem, this problem. I wouldn't be watching something like Smiling Friends and be all like, Smiling Friends? More like, smiling doesn't make me smile at all. Like, it's just weird. It's just a little bit odd, but it's still kind of funny to read. I'm now going to be taking a look at people who actually liked Human Resources. Now, I watched Human Resources a couple of times. It's the Big Mouth spin-off, and I had to watch a child be born drawn in high definition coming out of the illustrious pink puffy vag. So that made me really sad, and I hate the show. I don't like the show, so I want to see what people say when they actually love it. This person gave it a 10 out of 10 review. Brilliant! I love Big Mouth, but now Human Resources takes the top spot. Hilarious, non-stop humor, if a little lowbrow. Who could expect raw emotions to be refined? If you can't laugh here, you're not human. That's real. Also, just to put it out there in the cosmos, I believe the creator would be missing a huge opportunity if they don't turn the characters into emojis. The Human Resources emoji pack would be the most spectacular addition to texting, adding some much-needed emotions to personal interactions. Just think, every personal response would start with an emotion. Maury, wanna come over? Response, depression kitty. No, I'm gonna stay home and watch a movie alone. I think it would catch on like wildfire. Hope they are listening. I didn't know we had the big brain idea person in the building. This is incredible. It's actually kind of wholesome that they want that. But that's pretty wild. I can't imagine watching the show and seeing Maury just like pray over everybody in the office, just being all like, oh yeah, you want me to come over here and stick my thing in there? I think in one of the episodes I watched, he was upset that it was his birthday or something, and his penis was like detached from his body and was like disconnected, and he was having like an argument or a dispute with it, or he had like 100 of them that all wanted to touch him collectively. I don't know, something weird like that. I can't imagine. I don't know if I got a text in the middle of the night and it was just the hormone monster being all like, "Hey, I was just wondering if you've emptied your tank yet." I wouldn't want to send a depression kitty. I would block the person and immediately look for somebody to help me. Somebody please help me. They're gonna send a big bulbous monster to try and touch me in some kind of way, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It's a little bit wholesome that they like have that idea, but it's still a little bit odd. I don't know. It gave me a good chuckle, though. This person also gave a 10 out of 10 to Human Resources. Now, I don't normally like shows like this, but this show is great. The animation isn't interesting on its own, the plots are typically gross and simple, and the base show has lots more downsides. But I love it. The character designs to start. Oh my goodness. I love everything about these creatures, from their designs to the odd lives they live. It's fascinating in a way, like a nature documentary inside of an office building. Certain episodes and plots, such as when the Wario-Waluigi pair went to a floor between floors and ended up in a bizarre bazaar, or when the love bug boss fell in love with a human. Wow, that was interesting. Normally, adult animation in the pretty simple Family Guy style Flash animation don't catch me as a viewer, but it's those character designs that draw me in. The character designs? From the Big Mouth verse? The character designs? Now I'm gonna throw something up on screen here. This is one of the main characters. You took one look at this thing and were like, "Ooh, yes! Look at it! Look at its elongated head! Its fucking pink unicorn shit hair! Its grotesque looking face with those big bulbous lips!" And you thought, wow, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, you know, the majority of the plots suck, the story sucks, the show has a lot of downsides, but look at this specimen. Hoo-wee. And then, maybe they also saw this character. There's a chance, I don't know what this character's name is, but it's a female hormone monster, which, you know, looks like just elongated gooner bait. Like, you got this big old noggin, and then they just made sure that the body was plumping. They were just all like, "Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks. I like them big. I like them chunky. I like them round." This is their Moto equivalent right here. This is everything they've hoped for, everything they could have asked for, and so much more. I just find it unbelievably baffling that anyone would say that the show, like, objectively sucks, like the writing and the jokes suck, but the animation and character designs is what pulled you in? They look ass. And I'm not gonna be ashamed to say that. Big Mouth, Human Resources mating season, it does not look good. That is one of the most wild takes I have ever heard. Now, we basically all know how I feel about Brickleberry at this point. It's basically the equivalent of if I was to walk up to a homosexual couple and I'm just staring at them sitting on a bench, they're not bothering anybody, just minding their own business, and I just stared at them for a minute and then I just was like, "You're so gay! You're homosexual!" And I just started collapsing to the floor in fetal position because I just couldn't contain my laughter because I saw a pair of homosexuals. That's exactly what it would be like to watch Brickleberry. That is what it's like to watch Brickleberry. And this is coming from a guy that has watched all of Brickleberry, all of Paradise PD, and all of Farzar. They do things like this, and also there's scenes where they're just strangling dogs to death. So, when I read this review from a person who absolutely loved Brickleberry, my heart grew 3 times the size. Everything in my life changed, and I finally knew who I wanted to be. Let me share this very special review with you. 10 out of 10 stars. Come back! We miss you, Brickleberry! Cheers! The previous review says it all. This show is ridiculously hysterical. It's meant for mature audiences. LMAO. And for those who can't, use their prefrontal cortex, LMAO means laugh my ass off. I can't speak for all of the audiences of their maturity. Wink. What the fuck? but we hate that it was cancelled. Whoever made that fateful decision made a huge mistake. As much as we all love the wee ones, we want new episodes. Please, princess. Please, Tosh princess. When you do, don't forget all the main cast. Connie is the reason we started watching the show. She is absolutely hysterical. We were watching channel surfing and stopped because someone was yelling at Connie. Very few shows have a character named Connie. So we stopped surfing to watch a little of the show. We put in our favorites to record every time a new show comes on. Daniel, Tosh, Roger, Black, Waco Gun. We want our Brickleberry back. Come on. He's just like storming Netflix HQ like, give it to me. Give it to me now. Please. Just begging and pleading. This is by far one of the greatest reviews that I've ever seen in my entire life. First off, just the beautiful spacing between LMAO is absolutely stunning. It's like they're inventing a new language at that point with how much pressure they give to that. And then just adding that on to such a beautiful review already, saying, I can't speak for all of the audience in their maturity. Wink. But, we all want Brickleberry back. Like, it just gives me, like, genuine, like, neckbeard vibes, just sitting in their chair like, oh, I need more animals to die. And I don't know why they went on about Connie. Steven Universe. I don't watch Steven Universe. That's another character with probably a better Connie in it. There's probably other Connies that other people can name that are way better than this. It's just absolutely crazy, the things that they're clinging on to. It's just, when I read reviews like this, like, it's unbelievable that people like this exist. Like, come back, Brickleberry, we miss you! Asterix tears? What? Like, it's the type of people that are gonna be having a conversation and they're gonna be like, so, blushes, puts fingers together. Do you want to maybe call on Discord? Blush, wink, blush. That's the vibe that it's giving me. And it's absolutely crazy. Brickleberry definitely deserved to be canceled, and I will stand by that. The show is one of my least favorites of all time. And I can't believe there was this much passion and love for it. This is one of the most incredible reviews I've ever read in my entire life. Another 10 out of 10 for Brickleberry. This show was awesome. Who the fuck closed it? Hi, I came here to say this, but I've never seen a show awesome as this one. I like sarcasm and black humor. Yes, it is stupid, but it's still so fucking hilarious. And I'm still so upset this show was closed. I hope the authors will make another season someday. Hi, I came here to say I've never seen a show this awesome than this one. I like sarcasm, black humor. Yes, it is stupid, but it's still so fucking hilarious, and I'm still so upset this show is closed. I hope the authors will make another season someday. Hi, I came here to say this. I've never seen... Why is he just repeating himself over and over again? It's like he typed it out initially, got up, walked away, and then was just like... Is Brickleberry back? Is there another season? Is it en route? I can smell it. I can smell you working on it. Hi. I've never seen a show this funny before. Have you? Have you ever seen a show this funny before? Okay. I'll be back when there's another season of Brickleberry. Where is it? Where is it? I better type another review. Hi, have you ever seen a show this funny before? Have you ever seen a show this good? It's like they were having delusions in their crumbling mental state, couldn't handle that Brickleberry was gone. And you know what's like the genuine most funny thing? At least I think. Okay, no, they do just copy and paste it. I can't really tell, but it's genuinely like they're having some crazy delusions here. They just couldn't live without Brickleberry, that they were just living in a time loop. It was going on over and over and over again, and they didn't know what to do. Also, you like the sarcasm and black humor? It's not... Have you ever seen Boondocks? Have you ever seen any other shows, man? There's a lot more to love out there. You need to broaden your horizons. Don't let Brickleberry keep you shackled and chained down, held. You can escape this. I will help you. You just have to take my hand, and we can get away from Brickleberry together. Okay? We can do it together. Another 10 out of 10 for Brickleberry. Absolutely awesome, and so upset they canceled one of the best adult cartoons. I love this show since I watched it. I don't know why those lame-ass people rated it so low. It's perfect for anyone who loves adult cartoons like Family Guy, American Dad, Hoops, F is for Family, Squidbillies, and of course Paradise PD. The kind of spin-off of Brickleberry has most of the same voice actors, and others like Granny from Squidbillies plays Office Stanley Thompson, who is hilarious as in Brickleberry's humor. So if you miss Brickleberry, you will of course love Paradise PD on Netflix. They really need to bring back Brickleberry, please. They have an episode on Paradise PD where they go and meet up with Brickleberry to hide out, so you get an extra episode in a way. So if you're like me, go to Netflix and watch the next best thing, Paradise PD. No Daniel Tosh in Paradise PD though. I don't know why people have like an allure to Daniel Tosh. Like, Daniel Tosh is not that funny, like, at all. I don't know why people praise him. I imagine there's like a cult following where it's just like everybody like, Tosh! Tosh! All right, hang on, everybody. I'm gonna do the ritual to summon Daniel Tosh. All right, let's get ready now. Tosh! Tosh! Sorry, while I was doing the ritual, I had to use some grapefruit underneath my desk, but that's basically what they do to summon Daniel Tosh. It's very interesting. Still, I just can't believe reviews like this exist. They're also a Hoops fan, which is pretty crazy. F is for Family is good, but I don't know, like, even comparing this to Family Guy and American Dad is a stretch. I would rather watch any episode of Family Guy over Brickleberry, because at least it feels like they're doing more than just, look at this cat. Yes, this is a Brickleberry cat. Let me grab its skull and rip it off. Which is something that they genuinely do. There's scenes where it's just a character holding a cat, and they'll throw it up into the ceiling fan and just be all like, oops. They won't say anything like, uh-oh, I guess cats don't have 9 lives. Not even something really fucking stupid like that. They'll just brutally decimate an animal for no reason, with no follow-up joke, no reason, and people will have the audacity to be all like, that's some slapstick humor for ya. Yeah, I fucking love the Tom and Jerry episode where Tom doesn't do anything to Jerry, Tom doesn't even chase him, and he just gets his head blown off by a shotgun, and that's the entire scene, and it's just 22 minutes of me staring at Tom's corpse. No, because that's not funny. It's stupid. That's not slapstick humor. I don't know. This is wild. I better just go back to praising Daniel Tosh. Tosh! Now I'm going to be taking a look at everybody's favorite show, people who actually like Velma. This person gave it a 10 out of 10. Society is weird as hell. I decided to give this show a chance and see for myself what the fuss is all about, instead of following the mass puppet hate train, and the show is actually entertaining. A lot of the jokes actually hit. I kinda like the direction of the characters. Things don't always have to be exactly like the original. That would be boring. People who don't know how to laugh won't appreciate this show at all. We don't always have to analyze, critique, and pull apart every show on this planet. Just turn off your cynical mind, relax, and enjoy. This show is actually funny, if you have a sense of humor. Come on now. Come on now, we could be better than this. We could be better than this. You know that we can. You know that we could be better. We can move to bigger and better things. There's an entire episode in Velma. I've watched it. I didn't like it one bit. There is an entire episode dedicated to Velma coming to terms with who she is and empowering other girls to be proud of who they are. They don't need to objectify themselves to be important. They just need to be themselves. The entire episode is built upon that. It's absolutely incredible. It's probably the only episode I actually liked, but the episode is immediately ruined. Because in the very next episode, at the start of it, they have 16-year-old girls throwing their stanky asses all over 35-year-old adult cops saying, uh-oh, I just rear-ended a cop. And that's the comedy for the opening of the episode. Those are the jokes that they decided to write. Not to mention that there are a lot of other pedophilic jokes just thrown into Velma for no other reason. I just have to highlight those when people say that it's actually funny. You don't have a single little bit of a sense of humor when you're watching Velma. I really liked the pedophilic jokes. I love watching a 16-year-old girl throw it back on a cop. Yeah, that's gonna make me so happy. What are you talking about? Come on, we need to think of the bigger picture here. Again, I always wonder what happens when people get to these episodes. Do they have the same feelings I did? Did they write this review and say how hilarious it is, and when they saw the young women just throwing it up after they literally spent an entire episode saying that they don't need to objectify themselves, and they were like, oh shucks, well, we're out of the writer's room, we don't even know what comedy is anymore, let's just have them twerk. Yeah, let's forget that they are young women and let's have them twerk. So weird. And they have my favorite argument of all time: just turn off your mind, relax, and enjoy. Because if you use a slight little inkling of your brain to watch it, you won't have a good time, so you just have to make yourself as stupid as possible. That's a lovely argument. I absolutely love making myself fucking stupid instead of just watching something that's really good. Like, oh man, I could be watching Avatar: The Last Airbender right now, but then I wouldn't be fucking stupid while I'm watching it. I better turn off my brain and go and watch Velma. Yay! Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. If this video gets 400 likes, I'll make a part 3 where I go and take a look at a bunch of other different reviews for a bunch of other different shows, or maybe we'll even expand this and go into movies. That could also be a lot of fun. So thank you guys. I really appreciate all the support. Hope I made you laugh. That's always the goal. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.